In this video, I'm going to be showing you my forex trading strategy that I've been using for 4 to 5 years now, 3 to 5 years now, and it has been working week after week. Right. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over a couple of pairs, I think like 10 to 12 pairs here. I'm going to be showing you the strategy, how it worked, how it played out, how many trades we got, wins and losses that happened this week, right? This week, Monday to Friday. So first of all, before we begin, I want you to know that these are the three trading models inside the strategy that we're going to be using to identify trades, right? So there's type 1, which is your typical AMD pattern. There's type 2, and then there's type 3. So type 1 is one that you have a breakout, you have your M formation, and then price reverses. You can also break to the downside, W formation, and go back up. This one is type 2, where price just comes to the top of the range, of the Asian range, and then bounces off of that, giving you an M formation. Could also bounce off of the low here, giving you a W formation in inverse. This one is the third one, which is type 3, is where you have the middle of the range, price comes to the middle of the range, halts at the middle of the range, and then reverses from that point. I'm not going to be breaking this down in depth. If you want more breakdown, if you want an in-depth breakdown of this, I have a playlist, a short course that's going to teach you how the patterns work. So you can go to my playlist section, you're going to see the strategies there. So go to my YouTube, go to the playlist section after this video, and then check it out there, right? So does the strategy work? Does it not work? Let me show you. Let's see if we have a positive week this week, right? So from the 19th of May to the 23rd of May, right? We're going from GBPUSD all the way to CAD CHF. How many pairs is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 pairs, right? So let's get this started. So we're starting with GBPUSD. So first of all, this is how I analyze. So I'm going to be analyzing how I normally analyze. This is how I look for trades, right? So if you don't understand it too much, if you watch my YouTube videos, you're going to understand it at least to an extent, right? So I trade in levels, right? That's how I identify my trend. I usually start from the 1 hour chart. So if we go to the 1 hour chart here, all right, we can see we need to identify the trend first of all. So first of all, identify what trend you are in. So for my understanding, this is going to be level 1. And then this is going to be, let me see, this is consolidation, right? So this is going to be level 2. And this is going to be level 3. Next week, we can expect price to reverse back down. So the way I identify trend, I don't use the typical trend lines or higher highs and higher lows, although those things are good, right? Apart from the trend lines though, but higher highs and higher lows are good for market structure. But I use levels in understanding the trend, and after 3 levels, which is 3 rises like this, 1, 2, 3, you can most likely expect a reversal back down, right? You expect a reversal. So if they have not gone to the third level, then I can still trade with the trend, right? And at level 2, which is here, I can trade in both directions. I can take buys and I can take sells. So from this low, from last week, we can see that price is in an uptrend. So basically, that means this week we are going to be looking for buys, right? So starting on Monday, do we have any pattern here on Monday? No, we don't have any pattern on Monday. On Tuesday, do we have any pattern here? We do have one here, which you can take for sales. But since we are in level 1, we won't actually be taking this for a sell. We're going to be waiting. The only time you can trade against the trend is at level 2, which is level 2 happens here, right? So you can't really take that sell there. But let's see if we're looking for buys. Do we have any pattern for buys at this point? Yes, we have a type 3 pattern here. Right, we have a type 3 pattern here. You can see how price comes to the middle of the Asian range. So this gray box is the Asian range. Price comes to the middle of the Asian range here. You take your buys, price ended up hitting your stop loss, right? This one didn't really go anywhere. So you take your buys there, stop loss hits, right? What do we have after that? Do we have a setup? Do we have a type 1 setup here? We do have a type 1 setup because this is a W formation. If we change this to a line chart, you have a W formation there. So we have first leg goes like this, come back down. Second leg, you enter on the second leg here. Stop loss goes below. Let's say you go for 1 to 2, right? That's a 1 to 2 on this. So that's a win. If you went for more, you could have caught maybe like a 1 to 7, depending on your stop loss, or let's say a 1 to 5 to be realistic. But 1 to 2, 1 to 3, that was good. Right. The next day, we're now in level 2 of buys. We are still going to be looking for buys. We can also take, okay, we can't take sales yet. We have to wait for the day to end. Right. So there are rules to this, right? So don't just follow what I'm saying if you don't understand it. Right. So So here we are looking for a buy. We do have a type 2 pattern here. You can see W formation at this low. If we took this for a buy here on the second leg, price didn't really go much. It went only for a 1-to-1. If you were going for a 1-to-2, they really get to your take profits. Price ended up consolidating for the end of the day. Price ends the day. Now we can take buys and sells off of this high. The reason why we can take buys and sells is because we have this pullback here. Whenever you have a pullback like this, then you know that this can happen where they're going to be walking off of this level here. And then also this can also happen. So you can take buys and sells at this point at level 2. So here, do we have any trade? If you look at this, you can see you have a type 2 pattern here for sells. If we take a sell here, stop loss goes above. If we go for a 1-to-2, can we get a 1-to-2? Yes, you got a 1-to-2 on that. That's a 1-to-2. Then you got your buys here. You can see you have type 1 buys, W formation at this low. Right, so immediately you got a type 1. So you got a type 2, take the sells. Now you have a type 1. Following the trend, which is a very good, take a buy here on this hammer. Put your stop loss below, go for 1-to-2. That's another win there. All right, so 2 wins on that day. On Friday here, didn't really get any trades on Friday. So we're going to go to the next pair. At the end of the pairs, we're going to calculate how many wins and how many losses that we have, and then see if we have a profitable week here. Did you know that one of the biggest problems that traders face is lack of capital? Because it's very difficult to try and grow a $30 or $50 account and make a significant amount of income. But that's not a problem anymore because of the sponsors of this video, FundedNext. With FundedNext, you have the ability to trade larger capital like a $5,000 account, a $50,000 account, and even up to $300,000 accounts to trade with. And the crazy part is, with as little as $32, you can get a $5,000 account to trade with. And that's not all. When you pass the challenge, you get refunded the amount that you used to pay for the challenge, and you get to withdraw any profit you make from the account. So basically, you get your money back plus the money you made from trading the account. So instead of trying to double a $30 account, you can just get a $5,000 account and make 5 to 10% of that, which is already like $250 to $500. So if you want to get an account with FundedNext, make sure to use the coupon code FNDANFX and click the link in the description below to get an account. So we'll go on EURUSD. Let's see, EURUSD has similar price action. We can see we have peak formation here. We have the low. Price gives you level 1. We have level 1 here. We have level 2 here. Then we have level 3. Expecting a reversal. Price reversed. Ended up going back up there on Friday. So we're going to be looking for buys throughout this week, right? So on Monday, what do we have on Monday? Same as on GBPUSD, no trade there. On Tuesday, what do we have? Let's see. Do we have a pattern here? If we're looking for buys, you have your type 3 pattern here. Price comes to the middle of the range, reverses from there. You take your buys here. Stop loss below. If you were going for a 1-to-2, this would have hit your take profits. Right, this would have hit your take profits. Let me see. The only reason why this might not have worked for you is if price came back for a break even. If you move your break even too early, so usually a safe place to move your stop loss to break even is when price goes at least half of your TP. Here, price didn't really go half of your TP. So if you had put your break even there, remove your stop loss to break even, that would be too early. All right, that would have been too early. So we're gonna count this as a win. As a win here. So that's a win there. Let's see the next day. Now, what level are we in? We zoom out. Level 1, we're in level 2. And then, so this up move here, this up move is level 3. So basically, we're not going to be looking for buys at this point. We're not going to be looking for buys. We're going to be looking for sells. We're going to wait for the market to come to rest, give us that pullback. So you can see this pullback. That tells you that the price is about to reverse. Market makers are about to reverse, so they could either come back to this high for a reversal or just reverse from that point. We have a type 2 pattern here. You can take this for a sell here. I personally won't take that for a sell because London session has not started. I usually like waiting for London session to start, which is right here. So I would not have taken that sell. But if we're going for a type 2 pattern, or a type 2 pattern, head and shoulders, or M formation, you can take that trade here. All right, but if you didn't take that trade there, if you waited for session to open, then you have a type 3 pattern for sells here. You have a type 3. You can see how price goes to the bottom of the range, goes back to the middle of the range, bounces off of the 50 50% of the range. You take your sell on the candlestick pattern here, stop loss above. We went for a 1 to 2, you call it. Went for 1 to 3, you also got that, right? So that's a win there. Let's see the next day. We're also looking for sells. This EURUSD, we're looking for sells. We know that price can come to this high to reverse off of this high to take our liquidity. Let's see what happened. So we can see price went all the way to this high, right? Gave you an M formation. This is quite a large candle. So if you took a trade here, price didn't really go anywhere. It's a Friday, so price just ended up consolidating, right? So that's no trade here. Let's move on to the next pair, USD-CAD. What do we have on USD-CAD? 1 hour charts. Let's analyze this quick. Let's see. Price has been trending downwards. We do have 3 levels to the upside here. So 3 levels. We have level 1, level 2, level 3, price reversed. Right. So that tells us now that we are in a downtrend. So this is the reversal points, peak formation. Price goes down 1 level. So this is 2 levels. This is the 3rd level. Next week, we're going to be looking for a reversal. So basically, throughout this week, we're going to be looking for sells. So our bias is to the downside, we are looking for sells. So coming here on Monday, what do we have? 50% of the range. Yes, price got to the 50% of the range. You can see, change it to line charts. Price got to the 50% of the range here, like this, and then continue back down. That is your type 3 pattern. You know what the type 3 pattern is. You know how it looks like. You have this, then you have this, and then you have this, right? That's your type 3 pattern. You take a sell on this engulfing candle here, stop loss above. You go for a 1 to 2. Right, that's a 1 to 2. Risk to reward on that trade, very nice trade. We're still in level 1. We haven't gone into level 2. This is level 2 here, and then this is level 3 here on Friday. So we're still looking for sells, right? Still looking for sells, looking for reasons to take sells. So what do we have here? We have Asian range here. Price didn't really get to the 50% of the range. Yeah, price didn't get to that, so there's no trade there. If the price had touched this, then that would have been a trade. Price didn't touch it, so that's not a trade. We're going on Wednesday here, still looking for sells. Price got to the 50% of the range here. Take this for a sell here. Stop loss above, right? Stop loss above, 1 to 2. We went for a 1 to 3. You also caught that trade. That was a nice trade there for a 1 to 3 risk to reward, right? So now we're in level 2. We can take buys and we can take sells. The reason for that is because 1, we are in level 2, and 2, we have this pullback. So price could do like this and reverse. Price could come to this low and reverse. Anyone they give us, we can take that, right? So we do have a trade here. We have a type 2 pattern here, but they give you 3 legs to the bottom. You can see this W formation here at this low. But the problem with that is London session has not started, so I personally will not take that trade. We do see price coming back close to this level, but this gives us a type 3 pattern where you have the middle of the range here. Price came here. So if you entered on this trade here, if you entered on this trade here, stop loss below, you would have closed this trade somewhere up here. Why? Because our main bias is to the downside, and we are getting this M formation here. So that's a sure sign to close that trade. We have our M formation. Where would you have entered this M formation? Well, you wait for the second leg. We have a second leg here. This is an entry, stop loss above, right? Usually the rule for entering the second leg is you count 2 hours. If you're not in profit after 2 hours, you close the trade. If they give us a third leg after 2 hours, you restart the clock. So here they gave on the 2 hour mark, they gave another second leg. So you start the clock from here. You count another 2 hours. If you're not in profit after 2 hours, or if they give you another leg. So they give us another leg here. Yeah, they gave us another leg inside this area. So let's count this, another leg here. Count 2 hours. Price is below. Right. So you would have still been in the trade, unless maybe your stop loss was tight in the sense that this has hit your stop loss, but price shouldn't really be hitting your stop loss at that point unless your stop loss is too tight. All right. But let's just say hypothetically, is it hypothetically? I don't know. But let's just say stop loss. Let's just say price hit your stop loss, right? Let's say you have one loss there because you don't know. Maybe your stop loss might be tight, maybe your stop loss might not be tight. You don't know. Right? Let's say price hit your stop loss, you entered again at this point. I would say personally, this would have hit you at break even, right? Mainly because the day has ended. You should be flat at this point because if the day ends around here, then you know that most likely they could go back up during Asian session. So uh, depending on how or what time you put your stop loss at break even, this would have been either a break even or a win, right? In situations like this, I can't really tell you because everyone has different, everyone can do different things at this point, right? I might decide to put my break even. Depending on how I feel, I might just put break even there. But usually my rule is if 2 hours elapse, we have 2 hours and price is still consolidating, I put my stop loss at break even. So 2 hours here, I'll just put my stop loss at break even at this point. So me personally, I would have not cut this trade. That would have been a break even for me. But I don't know. Maybe you, if you have a different rule, probably you would have still been in that trade. But yeah, let's see. Let's just say that's a loss, right? We have this low here. Let's say we're looking for a reversal at this low at level 2. If we took a buy here, that's a stop loss at this point, right? Then the trade became invalid after that. Right, so let's see 2 losses on this pair. Right, 2 losses there. 2 wins, 2 losses. Let's go to the next pair, USDCHF. USDCHF, what do we have? Let's go to the 1 hour chart. Okay, clearly we can see this is in a downtrend, right? So we have this high here. We have this high here. We have level 1. We have level 2. Then we have level 3 here, right? So that means throughout this week, we would have been looking for sells, also looking for buys and sells, actually looking for both buys and sells, right? We're looking for sells, no sells here. We're looking for buys. I mean, you have a you have a buy at this point here. You have this W formation. That's a type. That's a type 1 pattern. But I personally don't usually take buys like that if price is still at this area. All right. Unless maybe this one here, I will take that. But as is the start of the week, I won't take it off of this level. But it's not as bad. It's just that that's just my own rule. But understanding liquidity, we know that, okay, this could be an area of liquidity where price would have taken out liquidity with this W formation. So if you took buys at this area, that would have been a good buy here, right? But realistically, would you have taken that? Most people would have taken this for an extra confirmation. Price that ended up in consolidation. So that's not really, let's just say that's not a win, right? The next day, we're still looking for sells, also looking for buys. Price came to this low of the previous day, gave a stop hunt. If you entered here on the stop hunt as a buy, stop loss below, did this give you a 1 to 2? No, did not give you a 1 to 2. Did it go halfway? Yes, it went halfway, right? If you're looking for a 1 to 2, it went halfway. So this would have hit you at break even for that, for these buys. What if you're looking for sells? We're looking for sells. Do we have price hitting the 50% range? Let's expand this. Let's see. Did price get to the 50% of the range? We have the high here. You know what? Instead of doing that, so trying to figure it out like that, let me just do this. Yeah, the price gets to the middle of the range. Came very close to it. Missed it by about, how many pips did he use to miss this? 1 pip, right? Missed it by about 1 pip. Depending on how aggressive or your style of trading, there's a 50% chance that you might have entered this or not. But it's very close. Just missed it by 1 pip, which is good. It's okay, right? I prefer it to touch, but it's okay. You can enter that trade. That type 3 trade price came very, very close to it. Missed it by 1 pip, right? Maybe on another, if you go on another broker, you might have hit. Let's go to another broker. Let's see USDCHF. Let's see if we hit on another broker, because sometimes the price feeds might be different, right? This one still missed it by 1 pip. Let's go to another broker. Let's see. Majority carries the vote. USDCHF. Let's go to, I think I was using FXCM. Let's go to Wanda. Okay, that was what I was using. Let's go to FXCM then. FXCM. The price touch it. I think this one is closer. This one is not up to 1 pip, is it? Okay, still like 1 pip. All right, so still missed it by 1 pip. Let's go back to our normal broker here. So they missed it by 1 pip. I mean, 1 pip is very small, so I think you can take this trade. That's a 1 to 2 on this trade. That's a win. So we're still looking for sells. Still looking for sells. If you took this sell, then there's no reason to be taking a buy here for a W formation. There's no reason to take that. So that's that about that. Let's see what level are we in now. So we have level 1, we have level 2. So this is level 3. So we are going to be looking for buys after this pullback, right? We're looking for buys. The next day, do we get our buys here? Do we get a type 3 pattern? Looking like we go up by type 3. Nope, didn't get a type 3. The reason for that is you might be saying, okay, maybe this one is type 3. That's not a type 3 pattern. Why? Yes, you can see prices at the middle of the range, but that's not how it works. Price has to come from this top of the range, right? Price has to come from the top and then come back down and then reverse back up. If it's just at the middle here, then that's just chop. That's just sideways consolidation. We need to see intentional move to the upside, then moving back down here and then going up. This one came close, didn't get to the top. If the price had come from this up part and came to this middle, then that would be a type 3, but didn't get any of that here. So no reason to take any buys in these points at these points. Here, you would have been looking for buys. These are type 2 pattern / type 3. If you took buys here on this second leg, so you can see that's a W formation. If you took buys there, stop loss hits, no problem. Right, no problem there. Right, so let's go on to Samly trades here. One win, one loss. USDCAD. Let's go to the next pair. Let's see. This pair has been trending to the downside, then that means we are in level 3 if we get a reversal. Now, are we in level 3 or not? We are in level 3, the extended downtrend. So you can see this is level 1, this is level 2. We have level 3 here. We have a reset, level 1, level 2, level 3. All right, so they reset it here. Give you 1, 2, 3. Set the low of the week here. So we're looking for buys, right? We're looking for buys. We have this pullback here, like this, ends the day. We're looking for buys off of this level. So throughout this week, we're going to be looking for buys because we only have level 1, right? We only have level 1. Level 1 is all the way up here. So we're going to be looking for only buys on this pair. Do we get any buys? We do get a type 3 pattern here, but discount is quite large. And you can see price didn't go anywhere from there. Next day, do we get a type 3 pattern here? Yes, we got a type 3 pattern here. If we enter this trade at this point here, price stalled for a while, went sideways. Did it go up to 1.1? Yeah, so this would have hit you at break even because it went halfway and it came back down. This would have hit you at break even. So nothing there. The next day, what do we have? We have a type 3 pattern again. I think type 3 usually happens often. So we have a type 3 pattern here from the top of the range. Price came back down, enter back in. Take your buys here. Stop loss below. All right, stop loss below 1 to 2. Went for a 1 to 3. You also got your 1 to 3 right there. So that's a very nice trade there. So we're going to be only looking for buys. If the next day price gives you this W formation type 1 pattern, if you took this buy here, stop loss below, you got stopped out. But I don't think you would have gotten stopped out if you count 2 hours from your entry, which is the rule for entering a second leg. You count 2 hours, you scratch out if you're still in loss. So at this point, you would have closed this trade here. At this point here. All right. But let's just count that as a loss. Let's count it as a loss. All right. The next day, we're still looking for buys. Still looking for buys. So let's see. Still looking for buys. We got a type 2 pattern here. You can see the W formation like this. Type 2 pattern. If you entered on that, that would have been a loss, right? Clean loss, right? So I think that's all for this pair. Let's go to GBPCAD. GBPCAD. What do we have? We have this uptrend. What level are we in? We're most likely in level 3. Let's count. So from here, we have level 1, level 2, level 3. Price reverses. Extend this one more time and then reverse it from there. So this is level 1 here. Price ended up breaking this high. How many levels did it take to break that high? We have 1, 2, 3. All right, so we are in level 3 here on GBPCAD. Don't get too confused by the levels. Is most of you don't know how it works. Don't crack your head to try to know how it works. It's difficult to understand. It took me time to understand, but yeah, let's see. Okay, you can just basically use your normal trend following style, but you're gonna get different results, slightly different results, not exactly the same result, but yeah, let's see. We're going to be looking for sales after this pullback. So I guess this is a type 2 pattern here. I personally will not take this M formation. I usually like it coming back to this zone, but if you consider that uh type 3 M formation like this, then this would have been a sell here at this point, right? That's a nice M formation, but I personally will not take that, so I won't count that as a trade for me. Okay, I would have been looking for a type 3 pattern here. This came close, didn't get to it. All right, didn't get to it. How many pips did he use to skip that place? This went for about like 2 pips. Let's extend it a bit. Let's see how many pips did he use to go away from here. About almost 2 pips, right? I personally would not have taken that. I prefer to see it touch. But if you personally felt like it's okay, you can put your stop loss above 1 to 2. I would have caught this, right? Well, I don't think I would have. I mean, there's a 50-50% chance, right? I personally like to see it touch, all right? I would have liked to see it touch. Well, yeah. Should we count that as a win? It's not counting as a win. I like using worst case scenarios, right? I like using worst case scenarios. I don't like adding wins. I like adding losses. Like in the sense that I want to see the worst case scenario, right? That's basically how I like to back test. But yeah, let's see this week. The next day here, do we get a type 3? No type 3. But we do get a sell from this high. We have a multi-day M formation, right? Where you have the high of the week here, price comes back for a second leg. Also, you have your wedge formation here. Those of you that have been following me, you know what this means when you have your wedge formation squeezing to the tip like this. You have the top of the wedge, and then you have this, then squeezes to the tip, breaks out, reverse. Right. We are not chasing the breakout, we are looking for the reversal. So what do we have? Price comes to tap the box here. You enter for a sell at this point at the start of London session. You can see London session started right here, the next candle. So stop loss above. If we went for a 1 to 2, we'd have caught that. 1 to 3, not really. Right? So that's a win there. Let's see. We're going to be looking for sales the next day. What do we have? We have a type 3 pattern here. Right? This one is a type 3 pattern, but I wouldn't have taken that because the London session had not started here. The London session started on this candle. So I wouldn't have taken that. So the one I would have taken is this one here. This one here. This would have been a loss. That would have been a loss. Didn't really get any of that set up that day. The next day, I was still looking for sales. What do we have here? Did the price come to this area? No, price didn't get there. We have a no type 1. We didn't get a second leg on this, right? No second leg on this. So personally, no trade there. Let's move on to the next pair. We have EURUSD. We're almost done. Stay with me. We're almost done. Yeah, I think my network. Okay. Yeah, it's good. So EURUSD, what do we have? We have price has been going down 3 levels. This one gives you a clear 3 levels. So this shows you how the levels work. So you see level 1, consolidation. Level 2, consolidation. Level 3, reversal. Right. So this is as clear as day. This is like stair steps, right? It's like stair steps. So this level 1 here, then level 2 here, then level 3, stair steps. All right. You can see it clearly. So that tells us that we're looking for buys. But not only that, let's count how many levels we have from these reversal points. We have this reversal point here. So we have level 1 here. We have level 2 here. We have level 3. We're going to be looking for sales. We have to also note that we have this high of the week here. So when we go on the 15 minutes, we're going to see if we're going to get a trade inside this area. From the 1 hour chart, you can already see you have a trade here, information. If you're trading off of the 1 hour chart, you can take a sell here, stop loss above on the second leg of the M. But let's go on the 15-minute chart. Let's see if we get any trades. So on Monday here would have been at level 2 going into level 3. So this is level 3, right? So we have a pullback to end the day. So that's also our price about to reverse. We're looking for sales. Here we have a type 2 pattern M formation at the high at the start of London session. Take a sell here. Stop loss above. They go for 1 to 2. Yes, 1 to 2 hits on this trade. Count 2 hours. Are you in profit after 2 hours? Yes, you're in profit after 2 hours. You stay with the trade. Trade hits your take profit. The next day, we're still looking for sales, but now price came to this high to stop on the high, take out liquidity. Let's draw a line at this area here to mark the exact high. So price did a stop hunt. We have a consolidation here. Stop hunt, reverse back down. Long session started here, so I won't personally take any trade here. We should also have another consolidation here. Price breaks to the upside, goes for a second leg M formation at this high, right? Enters back in. So there's a reason why I drew this horizontal line, right, to mark the exact high. So you can see how price broke above on this first part, enter back in, right? Price broke above, enter back in. I would have entered here, but London session has not started, so that's not a setup for me, and I'm not going to enter all the way down here, right? So price went up again, enter back in, you sell at this point here, right? You sell at this point here. But now, the problem with this is that if your stop was above, there's a 1 to 2. The problem with this would have hit me at break even. Why? Because if I count 2 hours from here, trade is in profit. So I would have put my stop loss at break even. Not only that, my stop loss is above like this. If I count 1 to 2, price went about 50% of the range, 50% of the TP. So stop loss would be at break even. So this would have been a break even for me. If you're swing trading, then maybe you would have held that spot. I personally would not be in that trade. Or the choppy day next day. So next day we have a type 3 pattern here, but this happened before London session. So I personally would not have taken that. I personally would not have taken that. Friday, what do we have here? We have type 2. Well, that was before London session, so I would not have taken this sell here. We do have an M formation here. If we took a sell at this point here, price would have hit your stop loss. All right, came price did the stop hunts here and then went all the way down. If you had entered here, you would have caught this trade. But this candle is quite big. But what you can do for big candles is count the 50% of the candle, which is here. And then you can enter at a discount at 50% of the candle here. Maybe put your stop loss like, oh, that's a large stop loss though. Put your stop loss like at the tip here. Go for a 1 to 2. That would have been a nice trade there. I personally would have entered something like this on 50% of the retracements, right? So that was 2 wins and 1 loss on this pair. I think that's all for GBPCAD. Let's go to GBPCHF. Let's go on the 1 hour chart. Let's see the trades that we have for this. How am I doing? On the 1 hour chart, what level are we in? We are most likely level 3 at this upside here. So if we count level 1, level 2, level 3, price reverses. So yes, that's level 3. We have peak formation here. How many levels back down? We have level 1, and then we have level 2. So throughout this week, we have been looking for sales. At this point here on Wednesday, we'd have been looking for both buys and sells after Wednesday. Right. So let's see. Monday, we are looking for sales. Right? We are looking for sales. London session started at here. Would you have taken this trade? I personally would not have actually start trading from this candle. So if you took this stop loss hits, I personally would not have entered that. I usually wait for the session to start. So that's not a trade for me. We have M formation at this high here. I would have entered probably here. Stop loss above. Okay, yeah, I won't enter this trade. I entered this trade on Monday. Yeah, I remember I entered this trade on Monday, but didn't get to my TP. It came back for a break even. Yeah, came back for a break even. I remember that trade. The next day, we're looking for sells. Do we get to sell here? No type 3 pattern, nothing there. So here, we're looking on Wednesday for sell. If we took a type 3 pattern on this, you would have hit your stop loss. So that's a loss on that. Right after this day, which is level 2, so you can see level 1 here, level 2, we can take buys and sells because we have this pullback all the way up, right? So you have a type 2 pattern here. If we took this for a sell, you would have gotten your stop loss hits, right? But if you count 2 hours, actually, not really. If your stop loss is here, you count 2 hours from the second leg here. This is 2 hours on this candle here. So you would have scratched out. So that would not have hit your stop loss. Right. So that's not a stop loss trade there. But do we have any buys after that? So immediately you got scratched out. You actually have a type 3 pattern here. So you can see our price went up, came back to the middle of the range, and then reversed from there. If you go change to a line chart, you can see it clearly. All right, let me extend it so you can see it clearly. So you can see price went to the top of the range, came back down to the middle of the range, reversed from there. We are going to be taking buys at this point here. Stop loss below. 1 to 2, correct. 1 to 3, yes. 1 to 4, yes. 1 to 5, yes. The reason for that is because of this is a tight range. All right, so let's say 1 to 3, 1 to 2 on that pair. That's a win there. So we're going to be looking for buys and sells. What do we have? We have this M formation, type 1 pattern at the top here. We take this trade here, stop loss above. What do we have? 1 to 2 win on that. So we have 2 wins here, 1 loss. All right. So at the end of, we're going to calculate how many wins and losses we have. I don't know why am I doing this? So let's see. EURUSDCHF. USDCHF, what level are we in? Wow, this is a chop, last chop. So this is level 3 at this high here. 1, 1, 2, 3. Level 3 again at this bottom here. We have level 3 back up. So this is level 3. So we have level 1 here, level 2 here, level 3. Yes. So this is the most recent area. So we have level 1 here. This is level 1. Still in level 1. Right. So we're going to be looking for only sells at this high. So this was a trade that I took on Monday. Right. This is a trade that I took on Monday at the top here for a type 1 pattern. I took a sell here. Stop loss is above. Right. I went with this for a 1 to 2. Right. The next day we have sells here. Let's see, do we have a type 3? No type 3 pattern here. Right, so nothing there. Although we do have, okay, we have a W formation here, but we are in level 1 sales. So we're not going to be taking that W formation at that point. I think we do have somewhat of a type 2, right? With 3 hits to the highs, right? We have 3 hits to this high here. But this candle is way too large to enter unless you enter on the 50% of the candle. And even if you enter on the 50% of the candle, after 2 hours, price came back to hit your break even. So there's really nothing there. But are you sure this didn't get to the 50%? Let me check this. Let's check this. Did it get to the point? Came very close. How close is it? Okay, this is not even up to a peep. It's not even up to a peep. So I think that is takeable. Put a stop loss there. 1 to 2. Yeah, that's a 1 to 2 there. So let's see. We're still looking for sales. Still looking for sales. I took a sell here. Stop loss hits. All right, that is a type 1 pattern there. Stop loss hits, no problem. Now we can take, we're still taking sales actually. No trade. Okay, we have a type 3 pattern here. Stop loss hits, no problem. Type 1 M formation at the high. So we had 2 M formations. We have this one. If you enter this one, stop loss got hits. You don't just disappear. You enter again, it will give you another pattern. So you have your second leg here. Type 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5. Right? I personally will go for 1 to 2, 1 to 3 on this. So that's 3 wins and 3 losses on that pair. So what now the final pair? Finally, we are the last pair. All right, just taking time. So we have peak formation here. If you zoom out, you can see that's peak formation level 3. So price reverse from this high. We have level 1, we have level 2, level 3 is here. So basically, today, this week, would have been looking for buys and sells. I've been looking for buys and sells. If you took a buy off of this area of liquidity here, if you took a W formation here, you would have gotten stopped out, right? So you would have gotten stopped out. Let's move this to the low of this week here. If you try to take buys here, this one actually worked out, but came back for break even at this point. If you're counting 2 hours, no matter where you entered, anywhere you entered here, if you counted 2 hours, it would have hit you at break even. Eventually went back up. So remember, we can take buys and we can take sells. So let's see, we have a type 3 pattern here. Yes, if we took a type 3 pattern here, stop loss hits, no problem. No problem. So that is that on that day. The next day, we're still looking for, okay, no, we're not looking for sales anymore because we have level 1, level 2, and level 3. Wait for the level 3 to reverse. Unless you want to reverse level 3 with this type 2 pattern here. I personally don't do that. I wait for it to reverse. It has reversed like this. Now we're looking for buys. I think we have a beautiful type 3 pattern here. Yes, type 3 pattern here. Stop loss below. Does it give us the type 1 to 2 risk reward? Yes. 1 to 3 risk reward? Yes. All right. So the final day is Friday. Still looking for buys. All right, a bias to the upside. We have a type 3 pattern here. Didn't work out. Stop loss hits. No problem. No problem. All right. So now we're done with the pairs. Now let's calculate how many wins, how many losses do we have? All right. So how many wins and how many losses do we have on this? All right. So let me just grab a calculator here. Let's calculate this. All right. Let's calculate how many wins and how many losses we have. So how many wins here? This is GBPUSD. How many wins? Let's go on 1 hour chart. Let's it be faster. 1 hour chart here. We have 3 wins and 3 wins. Let's count the wins first. We have 3 wins, right? 3. So that's 3. EURUSD. How many wins do we have here? That's 3 plus 2. 5 wins, right? We're counting the wins first, then we'll count the losses. How many wins here? 2 wins. So that's plus 2, 7. Here's the CHF. 1 win here. Plus 1. That's 8. EURGBP. 1 win here. Plus 1. That's 9. GBPCAD. 1 win here. That's 10. Oh man, I made a mistake. So that's 9. 9 plus 1. Sorry. That's 10. EURUCAD. 2 wins here. Plus 2. 12. GBPCHF. 2 wins here. Plus 2. 14. USDCHF. 2 wins. 3 wins here, actually. Plus 3. 17. And then the last one, CAD CHF. How many wins do we have there? 1 win. So that's plus 1. That's 18. So 18 wins. Let's go here and type it. So that is 18 wins. All right, now let's count the losses. Let's count the losses. So 1 loss here. That's 1. 1 loss. Still 1 loss. No loss here. 1 loss. 1 plus 2. So we have 2 losses here. So that's going to be 1 plus 2. 3 losses. All right. How many losses here? 1 loss plus 1. Your GBP. Let's see. 2 losses plus 2. GBPCAD. 1 loss plus 1. EURUCAD. 1 loss here. You can see the loss here. So this is the win, this is the loss. Right. So 1 loss there. That's plus 1. GBPCHF. 1 loss here. Right? Yeah, just 1 loss. That's plus 1. USDCHF. 1, 2, 3. 3 losses. So you can see the loss here. Right. So 1, 2, 3. 3 losses plus 3. That's 12. Then CAD CHF. How many losses? 1, 2, 3. 3 losses plus 3. So 15 losses, right? 15 losses. 15 losses. Right, so we have 18 wins and 15 losses. Now, mind you, each win is 1 to 2 risk reward. So that's gonna be 18 times 2, right? Because each win is times 2 because of the risk to reward. So that's 18 times 2. Let's calculate it. 18 times 2, that is 36. 36, right? 36R. That's 36R. So we have 36R and then 15. So basically 18 wins, 15 losses. Now let's calculate the win rate. Let's calculate the win rate for this week and how many hours we have at the end of the day. So we have let's calculate it as 36R minus 15R. It's going to be equals to, so let's do 36 minus 15. 36 minus 15. That's going to be 21. Right, so that's going to be 21R for the week, right? That's 24, that's 21R. Now let's calculate the win rate. How do you calculate your win rate? You do your wins plus your losses, total number of trades, divide wins divided by total number of trades. So basically we're going to calculate how many wins we had and how many losses we had. So that's going to be 18 wins plus 15 losses. That's 33 trades, right? So total trades equals to 33 trades, right? Am I correct? 33 trades, right? So the win rate is going to be equals to rates. It's equals to win divided by number of trades. So our win rate is going to be, so we have, what did I write that? Okay, 33 trades and 18 wins. So we're going to do 18 wins divided by 33 trades times 100. So it's a 54% win rate. 54% win rate, right? So for this week, we're up. That's a 54% win rate, which is very good for a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So that's if you were trading these 10 pairs, right? Trading these 10 pairs, you have a 54% win rate, 33 trades for the week, 33 trades for the week, and 18 wins, 15 losses, right? 21R. So basically, this 21R means if you're risking 1% on each trade, at the end of everything, you're up 21% on your account. So if you're trading a prop firm, if you traded every trade here, you would have passed the prop firm. If you're trying to build your account, you would have made 21% on your account, right? So this is the stats for this week. If you want to learn how I trade this strategy, if you want to learn directly from me, I'm doing currently a 12-week trading mentorship, right? DynFX Academy, 12-week trading program where I'm going to be teaching you how to trade this concept. So right now we're entering week 3. We've done week 1 and we've done week 2. So you can see the topics here: market maker traps, 1 hour, market maker part 2, about 2 hours just on week 1. Week 2, we have about 2 hours to, okay, week 1 is about 3 hours. So you can see the total number of hours here, 3 hours of content, and then 2 hours here on week 3, on week 2. Then week 3, we're beginning week 3 here. We're going to be talking about the 3-day cycle. We're going to talk about the London patterns on week 9. Type 1, type 2, type 3, how to build an edge, how to backtest that edge, create the trading plan using that edge, trading psychology, and then week 12, we're going to be summarizing everything there. So if you want to join the 12-week mentorship, is just $100, which is 160,000 naira to join. You pay one time, right? The link is going to be in the description below. Also, don't forget to get a Profim account with FundingX. So if you're using my strategy, make sure to get an account with FundingX. You can easily see that if you traded these 10 pairs, you got a 21% profit on your account. So what you need on FundingX is profit target of 8%, right? Just need 8%. So out of that 21%, if you can just make 8% of your account, you would have passed the account, whether it's a 60K account or a 200K account, right? So make sure to get a FundingX account. The link is also going to be in the description below. Also, you make sure to use my coupon code FNDANFX to get an account with them. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. If you want to learn my trading strategy, join the mentorship, join the 12-week mentorship, and I'll see you guys inside. All right. Peace.